Hello, this is your boy Bill Eshkavava, and I'm here today to do my personal E3 2016 review slash wrap up, whatever you want to call it. It's just my opinion on what happened at E3, what I liked, what I didn't like. So let's just start off quick and simple. Let's start off with EA. EA was first to go off the cap. They did their EA Access, talking about their games. So these are the big announcements they had. They had Titanfall 2 there. It looked okay. It's got single player now. I won't be personally picking up Titanfall 2 due to the fact that I played Titanfall 1 and on PC, and it kind of died off in like 6 weeks, something like that. And I have Overwatch now. I'm very heavily into Overwatch, so I don't see myself picking up Titanfall 2, but for people who like it, Titanfall 2 was there. Battlefield 1, World War 1, looks fantastic for all the people who are interested in that. I'm not personally that interested in Battlefield, never have been, but the game looks fantastic. Mass Effect Andromeda was kind of disappointing. I'm really psyched for the game. I 100% want to buy the game. I love Mass Effect, love BioWare, but they didn't show off that much, so who knows what's happening. Then they showed off Star Wars. There was 3 Star Wars games they showed off, but it was just people talking, people sitting at a desk. They showed Amy Hennig, Jade Raymond, the girl from Ubisoft was up there, that was from Ubisoft, now working at EA. They showed, yes, we know Respawn's working on a Star Wars game. We know Amy Hennig is working with Visceral on a Star Wars game, but they didn't show anything off, so who knows. And then it was FIFA, and it was Madden. Jose Mourinho was up there on the stage in London. They did a London, USA kind of mix, but it was a whole bunch of sports. Who really cares? Sports. If you like sports, you like sports. Moving on to the Bethesda press conference. Bethesda showed Dishonored 2. I played Dishonored 1. Really enjoyed Dishonored 1. Probably will enjoy Dishonored 2. Not sure if I'm picking it up, but it does look interesting. They showed a new game, Prey. People know that Prey was a franchise. I guess they bring it back as a reboot or something, Prey. It's a spooky kind of game. He's psychological. He's in like a spaceship. There's like a smoke monster running around. I really dislike horror games because I can't handle horror, so I will not be picking up Prey. I dislike horror games, so that's not for me, but people are psyched for it. It looks fantastic. For people who love horror games, you're going to love that. Fallout 4 DLC, Fallout Shelter, the mobile game, is now coming to PC. They also will get an update for people who still are into Fallout. I've platinumed Fallout 4. I've moved on for Fallout, so it's not really something I'm interested in, but fantastic DLC coming in there for people who are interested. They actually opened the conference with Quake Champions. So that's Quake coming back exclusively to the PC so far. They only announced it on PC. And it looks like it might be Quake meets Overwatch. So a hero shooter. I'm not that really interested into it. I've already got a hero shooter. I'm already into Overwatch. But Quake might be fun as well to pick up and have a look at it. They didn't show gameplay. They just showed like a cinematic trailer. So who knows. Elder Scrolls. Whole bunch of Elder Scrolls Online DLCs coming. Don't really care about Elder Scrolls Online. An Elder Scrolls card game is coming. I already play Hearthstone, but it might be fun to pick up another card game and take a look at it. Also, Skyrim Remastered for PS4, Xbox One, and I guess PC, but I don't really care. I think it's Skyrim Special Edition they're calling it. I don't care due to the fact that I have Skyrim on PC, and it already looks fantastic. So that wasn't for me, but for people who are interested in it, fantastic. And of course, Doom DLC's coming. There's some free DLC, there's some DLC you're going to have to pay for, and everyone loves Doom. So those were the 2 lead-offs. EA's press conference was pretty dismal due to the fact that Star Wars, they showed nothing, and due to the fact that Mass Effect, they showed nothing. They talked a lot about sports. Bethesda's one was okay, but nothing really hit home. Now we get to the big boys, because Microsoft brought the heat. And people know that I'm not into Xbox that much, but it was a fantastic showing. Firstly, hardware, they showed an Xbox Slim. Looks fantastic, has the power brick inside, it's white, it's 40% slimmer. You know, It's a good redesign. It's coming in at $300 US. That's fantastic. At the end, they also talked about the Project Scorpio, saying it's the most powerful console ever made. It's got 6 teraflops of performance, 4K gaming ready. They didn't show it off, but it looks like it's going to be a very impressive machine. That's supposed to be coming out holidays of 2017, so a little bit ways off. But let's get to the games, because the games is where Microsoft brought it. Okay. Firstly, all games that they showed off are PC and Xbox One games. So yes, you can play all these games on PC, which is where I will probably be playing most of them, on a Windows 10 PC. Now that's important to realize that it's not for a Steam game, it's for a Windows 10 game, and it will be playable through the Windows 10 store. So if you have Windows 7, you're not going to be playing these games unless there's some workaround that modder or something finds out, or a hacker, I guess, works out. But it's to play on Windows 10. But first, Gears of War 4 looks fantastic. Windows 10, Xbox, it's a fantastic game. It looks fantastic. What more can I say? It's Gears of War 4. Sea of Thieves, also the Rare game, pirate game. You go around controlling a ship, you got people. Now, it was cringeworthy what they did on the video. They had these people, like PewDiePie kind of people, like screaming, and it was kind of like off-putting. But the game itself looked fantastic, controlling the ship. I love pirates, so it looks fantastic. Scalebound, once again, all these games are Windows 10 and Xbox games. Scalebound looks fantastic by Platinum Games. You have a dragon, he's like a pet. You get to jump on him, you get to fly on him. They fought a monster on stage. It had co-op for people. Each person had a dragon. The game looks fantastic. I'm hyped on that game. People are saying they don't like that game, but I'm hyped on that game. I love dragons, so it's fantastic. That's coming out next year. Recall, the Inafune game, that's also Xbox and PC. Fantastic looking game. Looks kind of a budget game, but looks fantastic. It's launching this September, so it's a game that's coming out now, and it looks good. They showed off Final Fantasy 15, a demo, a horrendous demo, if you ask me. There was this huge titan, and it was just pounding on this guy, just pounding him, and he was just like getting hit and falling back and doing all this. The guy was either playing it bad, or that's actually how you play it. Now, I'm not very sold on Final Fantasy 15. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. I'm going to pick it up, but I'm scared because I played the demo and I was having some problems with the battle system. I'm not really feeling it, and I'm kind of scared. And that demo showed, like, is this how it's going to play? Like, I'm not sure, but I'm still picking it up because it's Final Fantasy 15. Dead Rising 4, they showed that. Fantastic. Now, I think that's coming to PS4 as well. I'm not sure, but yeah, alright. Forza Horizon 3, PC, Xbox, coming. It's in Australia for all the Forza Horizon 3 fans. Fantastic. And Halo Wars 2, also coming to both systems. It's a fantastic RTS for people who are looking for an RTS game. Gwent is coming as a standalone card game. I loved Gwent in Witcher 3. I'm so hyped for Gwent, a standalone game, and it's supposed to come into PC, Xbox. It probably will come to PS4 maybe, but I'm so excited for Gwent. I loved Gwent in Witcher 3, and I will be 100% playing Gwent on my PC next to Hearthstone. So yes, 100%. State of Decay 2 coming to PC for people who like it. Minecraft, they talked a lot about Minecraft. Minecraft was boring as hell. The guy at the end of the presentation said, let's get out of here. He was like, let's get out of here. They showed Palmer Luckey at the background. He was like doing VR shit, flying around, looking at the air. Who cares? It's Minecraft. If you like Minecraft, you like Minecraft. That's it. It's done. Limbo is for free. They showed Limbo's new game. They showed We Happy Few. They showed Tekken 7. They showed Division updates. They showed a lot of stuff. They showed updates to the infrastructure of Xbox Online, Xbox Live. So it was packed, really packed. And Microsoft brought it. It was a very good conference. Very good. Microsoft brought the games. Microsoft brought announcements. It was fantastic. Compared to the other two, Microsoft got me hyped. Let's switch gears back to, I guess you could say, de-hype. Ubisoft. Ubisoft's press conference was 2 hours long. It was way too long. And the games they announced, bar one, was not that impressive. So, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, I don't care. Okay, fine. Tom Clancy, I don't care. Watch Dogs 2, listen, I played GTA 5, I played Watch Dogs 1. Watch Dogs 1 really disappointed me. I'm not that hyped on Watch Dogs 2. I'm just not. They showed it off, they talked, they said they're gonna do a Watch Dogs movie. I don't really care about any of that, so step aside. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. People who love South Park, that was probably the best presentation of the whole Ubisoft thing that they were doing. Then we had For Honor. Now, For Honor was fantastic. I loved For Honor, and it was a beautiful stage presentation. The guy who does For Honor, he has a walking stick. He's a storyteller. The way he talks about the game, the way he explains the game, that game looks fantastic. And it got a release date of February 14th, 2017. So it will be a Valentine's Day game. They showed the Viking campaign. It's got a single player now. It's got a Viking campaign, a Samurai campaign, and a Crusader campaign. And it looks like a fantastic game. I love the look of that game. Of course, they also talked about Division updates, which was already talked about on the Xbox press conference as well. Just Dance 2017. I mean, okay, Just Dance, who cares? But they did announce it for the NX. First mention of the NX. Grow Up is a sequel to Grown Home. And Star Trek. They talked about Star Trek. They talked about Trials of Blood Dragon. It was a boring press conference with a lot of people just sitting down and talking. I didn't find it interesting at all, but I did love For Honor. So let's move on from that and let's talk about Sony. So this is where the hype got real. Sony had a full orchestra playing throughout the whole presentation, playing the music, a full live orchestra there. It was a fantastic presentation. The venue they picked was fantastic. It had a bright red curtain, like it was like silk or something. It was like fantastic, like velvet. So they kick off with God of War, the new God of War. It looks fantastic. Anyone who's watching me right now, who's hearing me, leave right now, go watch God of War. It's a fantastic presentation. It looked fantastic. Go watch God of War. They showed Kojima's new project. It was Norman Reedus. He's holding a fetus. It's Norman and a fetus. It looked good. I don't know if that's not a representation of how the game's going to be played or anything, but it was a good sign to show Kojima's there and he's working on stuff. So that's fantastic. The Last Guardian. Now, I've been hyped for this game since 2009 when they released it. So it's been 7 years wait for The Last Guardian. And now we have a release date. It is October 25th of this year, 2016. I'm highly looking forward to it. I'm picking it up 100%. They showed a whole bunch of VR, Final Fantasy 15 in VR, Batman in VR. They also showed other stuff in VR. But the biggest, I guess, reveal they showed was Resident Evil 7, which will be playable in PlayStation VR. And that was a big shock because people didn't see Resident Evil 7 coming out of nowhere. And then they dropped the bomb. It was pretty good done. Again, not for me because I don't like horror games, but for people who do, Resident Evil 7 is back and it's back to horror. Detroit Become Human, an Android game. Android as in androids and humans, robots and humans, by Quantum Dream, the people who did, Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls. It looked good. It's got like a butterfly effect, a lot of different choices, leads to different things. It looks like a good game. It looks like something I will enjoy playing. No release date on it, so we're assuming next year. Horizon Zero Dawn. This game is another big hitter. The Last Guardian, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn made it for me. Because Horizon Zero Dawn showed me a quest, and the game looks fantastic, and it's got dialogue options. And for anyone who's followed my channel or knows anything about me, I love dialogue options. I love Mass Effect, I love Dragon Age, I love The Witcher, and I'm going to love Horizon Zero Dawn. It's got a dialogue option. It is a full RPG with action mechanics. Looks like a fantastic game. I'm sold on this game. It's coming out next year, supposedly March. Next year was supposed to be this year, got pushed back, but the game looks fantastic. This is a 100% buy on day one for me, and I'm really excited to play Horizon Zero Dawn. Last but not least, of course, they showed off Call of Duty. Insomniac's got a Spider-Man game exclusive for the PS4, a whole bunch of PlayStation VR stuff. But the new IP from Sony Bend is a zombie game. It's called Days Gone. You're a biker in a zombie apocalypse. I don't like zombies. I'm tired of zombies. And it didn't do anything for me, but the game looked good. There was a lot of zombies on screen for people who are excited about that, but not really for me. Not my kind of game. It didn't really interest me. And lastly, let's talk about today's people is Nintendo. People who know me know that I'm a massive fan of Nintendo. I love Nintendo. I've actually started this channel talking about only Nintendo stuff. Of course, Nintendo isn't showing off much at E3. They're not showing the NX. They're not showing many games. But what they did show, it was a bit of a bore fest. You had Reggie Fils-Aimé just standing, kind of looks like he's in a car park, like outside of E3, like he's not even in there, and he's whispering like he's not invited. You had Pokemon Sun and Moon on the 3DS. They showed that off. That looks good for Pokemon fans, for me as well. So it looks like a fun game. I'd probably pick up Pokemon Sun. But, it's a Pokemon game, so it's nothing to go nuts over. It looks fantastic. It looks good. But the big thing is Zelda. They showed off Zelda, and I want to start off by saying Zelda looks fantastic. It looks like a game that it's a 100% buy for me on the NX. It looks like a fantastic game. But I have to call into question this idea that it's the biggest game ever. Some people are saying that Zelda's going to be the biggest game ever. I've played big games. I've played Fallout 4, I've played The Witcher, I've played Dragon Age. This game's going to be on that par or less. I do not see Zelda being bigger than Fallout 4 or Zelda being bigger than The Witcher. That being said, it does have a lot of mechanics. It does have a lot of vertical slice, kind of like Skyrim. You can climb, you can chop down trees. Of course, there's amiibos. There's already announced 3 amiibos for it. And God, we'll never escape the amiibo plague now. But the game does look good, but this is the problem with Nintendo. No one's talking about them. I've checked out other YouTube channels. No one's talking about Nintendo, except Nintendo dedicated YouTube channels. Other people have just moved on. They're talking about other press conferences. Because if you do not like Zelda, you don't like fantasy, you wanted to see something in space, you wanted to see a platformer, you wanted to see a shooter, move along. Nintendo's got nothing for you. All they've got is Zelda. It looks fantastic, but if you don't like it, you're pretty much screwed. So that is pretty much the whole E3, EA, Bethesda, PlayStation, Sony, Nintendo, all of them, Ubisoft, press conference, review, my thoughts. Who do I think won? I'm going to give it to Sony, but it's very close with Microsoft, and if you pick Microsoft over Sony, I do not begrudge you 1 second. I think it's a fantastic... They both brought fantastic games. They both brought games that I want to play, and that's a good showing by both of them. So Sony or PlayStation, Sony or Microsoft, Xbox or PlayStation, you can pick which one you want. I'm personally probably going Sony, but if you picked Microsoft, I would say, yeah, that's alright too, because I thought it was fantastic. So I want to hear what your thoughts was of E3. Post down in the comment section. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Bilishka Vava out.